So yesterday at the end of the lesson of yesterday, I have talked about example 13, okay? And then that is about partial variation. And today I will start with instant drill number 13, and let's do it together. Instant drill number 13 is also on the Math app. So please remember to write down the answers and then upload to the Math app, okay? So let's start with instant drill number 13. Keywords it is given that P partly varies directly as Q and partly varies inversely as square root R. So can you see that there are two partly and partly, okay? So we will let the subject to be P, right? And then it is equal to the sum of two parts. The first part is directly as Q. So we are going to use A times Q. And then plus the second part varies inversely as square root of R. So it is a fraction. And then we use a B over square root R. Okay, and then we write down where A and B are not equal to 0. So that is the first mark actually. First mark. 第一分就咁攞咗㗎啦，好易攞㗎呢啲分數，得唔得？你認啱佢係 directly 定係 inversely 咁就得㗎啦。咁跟住咧呢一種咁嘅 partly 嗰啲咧 partial variation 啊，我哋叫做部分分別咁樣，部分變分咁樣 ，OK 或者部分嘅比例咁樣，冇乜所謂嘅個中文名。咁我哋個 A 同埋 B 就係個未知數嚟嘅。咁我哋自己叻咗出嚟之後咧，我哋就要列兩條式去到計翻呢兩個未知數出嚟。咁呢兩條式係點樣出嚟嘅咧？就係嚟自題目俾你嘅兩組嘅數字。Okay, so the question will give you two sets of numbers. Okay, the first set when Q is equal to 3, R is equal to 1, P is equal to 21. Can you see that it is a set of number, a group of numbers? Okay, P, Q, and R. And then we also have Q equals 2, R equals 4, and P equals 13. That is the second group of numbers, right? Okay, and then we use the first group first. Put Q equals 3, R equals 1, and P equals 21 into our equation. So 21 is equal to A times 3 plus B over square root of 1. Okay, and then we simplify the number first. 21 is equal to 3A plus square root 1 is just 1. And then B over 1 is just B. Okay, and then normally I will write the number on the right hand side, the unknowns on the left hand side. So 3A plus B is equal to 21. And I call this equation 1. Okay, so after finding the equation 1, we are going to use the second group of numbers to formulate our equation 2. So we put the second group of number Q equals 2, R equals 4, and P equals 13 into our equation. So 13 is equal to A times 2 plus B over square root of 4. And then we simplify the numbers. 13 is equal to 2 times A plus B over square root 4 is equal to 2. Okay? And normally we do not like fraction. So, and this fraction is not the everything on the right hand side. It is a fraction plus a number. So we cannot just multiply the two to the opposite side. We need to multiply every term by 2. Okay, so 13 becomes 26, and then 2A becomes 4A plus B over 2 times 2 is B. Okay, to cancel out the fraction. And then we have 4A plus B is equal to 26. And that is called equation 2. Okay, so let me paste it here first. And then we have equation 1 with equation 2. And then we notice that the B terms. B terms are exactly the same, right? Including the signs, okay? Both of them are positive sign. So I'm going to use subtraction to cancel out the B terms, okay? So I am going to use equation 2 minus equation 1. And then for the A column, we have 4A minus 3A becomes 1A. And for the B column, we have B minus B, that is cancelled. And then equal sign. And for the right-hand side, we have 26 minus 21, that is equal to 5. That's how we can find the value of A directly. Okay, when we have found the value of A, then we can substitute the value of A into equation 1 to calculate the value of B. So 3 times 5 plus B is equal to 21. Plus B is equal to 21. Okay, so 15 plus B is 21, which means that B is 21 minus 15, that is equal to 6. Okay, after finding out the values of A and B, we write down the complete information of the equation. That is P equals, that is the first equation we let here, okay? But with the A being replaced by the number 5, Q plus the B is 6 over square root of R. Okay, that is the answer of part A. 嗱咁啊4分㗎啦，成條數3至4分左右啦，呢題可能有4分㗎啦。Okay, and then part B. Part B, find the value of R when P is equal to 22 and Q is equal to 4. OK， 咁咧我哋知道咗呢條式之後咧，其實接住落嚟問啲乜嘢嘢咧，都係唔會有難度嘅，都係濕數，然之後 solve equation 咁樣嘅啫。咁睇下佢俾你嘅係咩數咯喎 ？OK， 咁我哋就 when P is 22 and Q is equal to 4. And then we just put these two numbers into our equation. So this equation, P becomes 22 is equal to 5 times Q, that is 4 plus 6 over square root of R. R is the unknown that we are going to find, okay? We just simplify the numbers first. 22 is equal to 20 plus 6 over square root of R, okay? And then we have number 20 can be subtracted to the left-hand side. 22 minus 20 is 2, is equal to 6 over square root of R. And then we have a fraction, but luckily, the fraction on the right-hand side is one single fraction. So we may just multiply the square root R to the left-hand side, okay? Like this, and then divide the 2 to the right-hand side. 6 over 2 is 3. And now, I want to find R, but R is trapped inside the square roots. So what is the tool that can be used to cancel out the square root? How can we cancel out the square root? 點樣去抵消咗個平方根咧 ？OK， 咁咪就係即係開方根咧，咁就係二次方啦，係嘛？ So we are going to do square to both sides of the equation in order to cancel out the square root sign. Okay, so left-hand side, R square root and then square. They are both cancelled. So what is remaining is R. That is what we want. Okay, and then the right-hand side is just a pure number. Then you may just use the calculator to find that it is equal to 9. Okay, and that is the value of R, and that is the answer of part B. Is that okay? So that is how we can do this type of question. Okay? 好，呢一題有冇問題？嗱，呢題好似㗎啦，已經好似 DSE 嘅難度同埋題型㗎啦，得唔得？即係應該有一年，即係比較簡單嗰年咧，就係咁樣問一條㗎啦，咁樣6分㗎啦，105分裏面有6分喎，係 A2 嘅題目嚟㗎喎，我覺得係好抵㗎呢個，得唔得？ 因為基本上咧係冇陷阱嘅呢種題目，冇任何陷阱，冇任何 tricky 嘅位嘅。OK， 你只要記得係咁樣叻，咁樣列條式，跟住揾一組數字代數列出一式，揾第二組數字代數列出第二式。咁你做啱呢一個 simultaneous equations， 即係聯立方程式嘅計算嘅話咧，你就可以揾翻嗰兩個未知數啦，跟住列翻條式出嚟，就做到第一 part 噶啦。跟住佢問你實數嘅話咧，咁你咪即係照濕咯，呢個都2分噶啦，應該。OK， 得唔得 ？OK， 咁我哋繼續啊。Example 14。嗱，我哋睇多幾題嘅題目嘅啫，希望大家咧係可以完全做熟佢先呢度。Example number 14. It is given that S is the sum of 2 parts. Okay, so which means that S will be subject, and it is equal to the sum of 2 parts. Okay, so something plus something. Okay, one part varies directly as W. One part varies directly as W, and then the other part varies directly as W square. Okay, 念唔念到識啊？咁樣 ，so we will let S to be the first part is directly as W, so it is A times W. 就係咁啫。And then the other part, that is the second part, varies directly as W square. So we use B times W square. Okay, 就係咁樣啦。Where A and B are not equal to 0. Okay, and then we have to find the two sets of numbers, two groups of numbers. Okay, the first group, when W is equal to 3, S is negative 21, and then the second group, when W is equal to 4, S is negative 40. So we will put the first group of numbers, W equals 3 and S equals negative 21, into our equation. So negative 21 is equal to A times 3 plus B times 3 squared. And then we simplify the numbers. First, negative 21, no change. And then we have 3A plus 9B. Okay? And then, 嗱呢度咧睇下你哋可唔可以養成埋呢一個習慣，就係清 common factor. We need to clear the common factors. We need to check for the common factors at each step. When you have found common factors on both sides of the equation, you may cancel out the same common factor at the next step. For example, in this case, we have 3 as the common factor. So I can divide every term by 3. Okay, so negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. And then 3A over 3 is 1A. Plus 9B over 3 is 3B. Okay, until there is no more common factor. Then, so I write the unknowns on the left-hand side and label this to be equation 1. Okay, and then we put the second group of numbers, W equals 4 and S equals negative 40, into our equation. So negative 40 is equal to A times 4 plus B times 4 squared. Okay, and then we simplify the numbers and terms first. Negative 40 is equal to 4A plus 16B. And again, we need to check for the common factors. And in this case, we have a common factor 4. So we divide every term by 4 here. So negative 40 over 4 is negative 10. 4A over 4 is A. Plus 16B over 4 is 4B. And then we write the unknowns on the left-hand side and label this to be equation 2. Okay, so let me paste here first. So now we have equation 1, equation 2, and we notice that the A terms are exactly the same. So when I do the subtraction on the equations, then we may cancel out the A terms. Okay, so I'm going to use the equation 2 minus equation 1. Okay, for the A columns, so we have A minus A cancelled. We for the B column, we have 4B minus 3B becomes 1B or just B. Okay, and then we have equal sign, and we have the right hand side -10 minus -7。嗱，呢度小心啲啦。通常啲同學咧錯嘅位咧都係呢度嚟嘅，即係啲減負數啊呢啲位咧，自己冇乜信心嘅就撳機。So we have -10 minus -7. So that should be equal to -3. Okay. So we have successfully found that B is equal to -3. And then we just substitute the value of B into equation 1. Okay, equation 1 is A plus 3B, but our B is -3 now. It's equal to -7. And then we calculate the numbers first. A minus 9 is equal to -7. And then we just add the 9 to the right hand side. Okay, A is equal to -7 plus 9. That is equal to 2. Okay, and then after finding out the A and B, we can write down the complete information of the equation. Therefore, S is equal to AW, that is 2W, plus BW squared, that is -3W squared. And then it is actually 2W minus 3W squared. That is the answer of part A. Can you get this? And then part B. 好嗱，呢一度咧小心啲喎，即係通常呢一個都係好常見嘅。我陣間講到先至再話俾你聽啊。Find the value of W when S is equal to -8。其實咧同頭先嗰啲題目咧冇分別嘅，係嘛？因為咧佢都係叫你揾完條 equation 之後，再問你當其中一個未知數等於乜嘢嘅時候，叫你揾另一個未知數出嚟咁樣樣。OK， 個題型係完全冇分別嘅。咁不過咧，陣間計落咧呢度有少少唔同。不過咧，你哋會好開心嘅見到。When S is equal to -8, then we just put S to be -8 into our equation. So our equation was S equals 2W minus 3W squared. So it becomes -8 equals 2W minus 3W squared. Okay, can you see that? Can you smell that? It is actually a quadratic equation. Okay, when I move all the terms to the side, where the W squared becomes positive, that is to the left. Okay, 3W squared, and then the 2W moved to the left becomes -2W, and then the -8 is unchanged on the left hand side. Is equal to 0. When I move all the terms to one side and the other side becomes 0, then it is a simple quadratic equation that you may use the quadratic formula, I mean the formula 1, okay, from your calculator to help you to find the answers of W. Okay, so you may use the calculator now to input A equals 3, B equals -2, and C equals -8 to find the answer. Or you may use the cross method. Like this. So you find that W is equal to 2 or W is equal to -4/3. Am I correct? Yes. So 嗱呢度咧見到咧，即係如果你有細心啲留意題目嘅話咧。呢個係咩字嚟㗎 ？Find the value 括弧 S 嘅話咧，即係話咧呢條題目嘅答案咧可能會多過一個答案喎，即係多過一個數字喎。咁我哋而家咧計到2個數字嘅話咧，其實就安心啦，係嘛 ？OK， 我哋就可以即係因為題目已經俾咗個提示你，呢一題嘅答案咧係可能會多過一個數字嘅咁樣樣。OK， 咁樣樣。OK， so that is part B. Do you have any problems up to now? Okay. Okay, now I would like you to do the instant drill number 14. Instant drill number 14, please. So I give you 5 minutes to do this. 5 minutes to do instant drill number 14. 呢一個係琴日嗰個嘅 classwork 嚟嘅，喺 Math App 裏邊啊，琴日嘅 classwork。咁請你哋 upload 翻上去個 Math App 嗰度 ，OK？ 如果唔係嘅話咧，我見唔到你哋嘅 classwork 嘅話咧，我就會 mark 翻你哋 absent 噶啦。請你哋 upload 翻上去 Math App 嗰度啊。Okay, now please do the instant drill number 14. And give you 5 minutes for this. Okay, let's check the answers. So it is given that y is the sum of two parts. Y is the sum of two parts. Okay, one part varies directly as x, the other part varies directly as x squared. Okay, one part varies directly as x, the other part varies directly as x squared. You see this? So we will let y be the subject. Okay, and then it is the sum of two parts. So there are two parts adding together. The first part varies directly as x. So it is a times x. And then plus the second part varies directly as x squared. It is also direct. Okay, but we use b, okay, times x squared this time, where a and b are not equal to 0. Okay, that is the first mark. And then we have to find from the question that we have two groups of numbers. When x is 2, y is 2 is the first group of number. And then when x is 5, y is 35. That is the second group of numbers. Okay, so we will put x equals 2, y equals 2 into our equation. So 2 is equal to a times 2 plus b times 2 squared. Okay, 2 is
Con đi ra thảo giờ đi.
who is talking? Okay, careful with your mic. I just told you that you need to check for common factors. Check for common factors, and this time all the numbers are even numbers, so they can be divided by 2. So 1 is equal to 1a plus 2b, and then write the unknowns on the left hand side. A plus 2b equals 1, and that is called equation 1. And then we have the second group of numbers. Put x equals 5 and y equals 35. Okay. And y is 35. It is equal to a times 5 plus b times 5 squared. Okay. And simplify the terms. 35 is equal to 5a plus 25b. And all the numbers are multiples of 5. Therefore, we can divide each term by 5. So it is 7 equals 1a plus 5b. And then write the unknowns on the left hand side. A plus 5b is equal to 7. And label this to be equation 2. Okay, so let me paste here first. Okay, and then you just check equation 1, equation 2, and you notice that, again, the a terms are exactly the same. That is good, and then we can use the subtraction of equation. Equation 2 minus equation 1. Okay, so the a column, a minus a cancelled. And then for the b column, we have 5b minus 2b becomes 3b, and then equal sign. And the right hand side, we have 7 minus 1, that is 6. Okay, and then we have 3b equals 6 and b is equal to 2. Okay, so that is very easy, right? And then we just substitute the value of b into equation 1. Okay, and then we have a plus 2b. A plus 2 times 2 is equal to 1. A plus 4 is equal to 1. So a is negative 3. Okay, and finally, after finding out the unknowns, then we just write down the complete information of the equation. Therefore, y is equal to a, that is negative 3x, plus b, that is 2x squared. And there is nothing more to be simplified. So that is the final answer of part A. Is that okay? And then part B. And again, when you read the question, you can see this. Find the values of x when y is equal to 9. But what we are going to do is just the same. When y is equal to 9. But when I see this little s in the question, I will expect that I am going to get 2 answers or more. Okay? So I will not expect that I will get only 1 answer in this question. Do you understand what I mean? 我見到 values 有個 s 呢個字嘅話咧，眾數嘅話咧，咁即係咧，我會期望，我會預計咧呢一題我會計到超過一個嘅答案嘅，好唔 OK？ 得唔得？好啦，咁不過當然啦，唔一定嘅，但係我會預計咗先，預期咗先咁樣樣。咁但係我哋要做嘅嘢咧都係一樣嘅啫，都係 put 個 y 等於9落去嗰條式嗰度。So when y is equal to 9, 9 is equal to negative 3x plus 2x squared. Okay? And then this is also a simple quadratic equation when you move the 9 to the right-hand side. Because this time the square term is on the positive side now. So I'm not going to move the x squared term. So just move the 9 to the right-hand side and then arrange the terms on the right-hand side in descending powers of x. So 2x squared minus 3x and then minus 9 is equal to 0. And then you may just use the calculator, formula 1, to help you to find the values of x. Okay, so we have, let me see, x minus 3, 2x minus 3, is it? Plus 3 is equal to 0, which means that x is equal to 3, or x is equal to negative 3 over 2. Okay, or you just use the calculator, it's okay. You don't need to write the 2 bracket format. Okay, you don't need to write this line. Okay, just use the calculator formula 1 to help you to find the answer will be okay. So that is part B. 得唔得？呢題咁樣就係6分㗎啦。Okay. All right, do you have any problems up to now? If no, I would like you to do the instant drill corner 6.6, number 1, 2, and 3. 好，我哋做埋呢度呢幾題啊。This time, I would like to give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes to do this, and then I will start talking about the solution. Classwork, instant drill corner 6.6. Question number 1, 2, and 3. 9:07 now, and then to 9:17. Okay, and please remember to submit to MedApp. Wait, now please try to do this. 認真做啊呢啲，小心啲做，認真做 ，OK？ 因為咧呢啲一定大家一定做到嘅，冇任何 tricky 位嘅。 黃依琪咪舉手啊？黃依琪
我放翻低啦。
，OK， 即係冇嘢，佢撳錯掣啫係嘛
係啊係啊。
？OK。Okay, let's check the answers. So number one, y is partly constant and partly varies inversely as x squared. Okay, so 1a. We will let y be two parts. The first part is a constant, just an a. And then the second part varies inversely as x squared. Inversely will be over x squared. Okay, and we are going to use another unknown b to over x squared. Okay, and then where a and b are not equal to 0. So that is the first mark. And then we have two groups of numbers, x equals 1 and y equals 41. Okay, the first group, we will put x equals 1 and y equals 41 into our equation. So 41 is equal to a plus b over 1 squared. Sorry. And then simplify the term a plus b over 1 squared is just b. Okay, and then a plus b is equal to 41. And this is equation 1. And for the second group of numbers, we have x equals 2 and y equals 14. Okay, and then 14 is equal to a plus b over 2 squared. And we have 14 equals a plus b over 4. But this time we have fraction. So we need to multiply every term by 4. So we have 56 is equal to 4a plus b. And then write the unknowns on the left hand side and label this to be equation 2. Okay, let me paste here. And then when you notice the equations, we have the b terms are exactly the same. So we just use the subtraction of equation 2 minus equation 1. For the a columns, we have 4a minus a becomes 3a. For the b columns, b minus b cancelled. And then for the number column on the right hand side, we have 56 minus 41. So that should be 15. So now a is equal to 5. And then we substitute the value of a into equation 1. Okay, it's 5 plus b is equal to 41. So b is equal to 36. Finally, we just write down the complete information of the equation. So y equals a, that is 5 plus b, that is 36 over x squared. Okay, that is the answer of part A. And then part B. Find the value of y when x is equal to 3. So when x is equal to 3, just put x equals 3 into our final equation here. So y is equal to 5 plus 36 over 3 squared. And this right-hand side is a pure number. So you may just use the calculator here. So it should be equal to 9. Okay, that is the answer of part B. Are you correct? And then number 2a, it's given that u partly varies as v and partly varies directly as v and partly varies directly as square root of w. So we will let u be two parts. The first part is directly as v, so a times v, and then plus the second part varies directly as square root w. It is also directly. So we are going to use b times the square root of w, okay? Where a and b are not equal to 0, okay? And then we need to put the first group of number, v equals w equals 4, both v and w, and equals 4, and u is equal to 20, okay? 今次有3個未知數喎，係嘛 ？U、V 同埋 W 咁樣樣，所以一次過要 put 3個落去嘅，得唔得 Okay, so we have 20 is equal to a times 4 plus b times square root of 4. Okay, and then we simplify the terms first. 20 is equal to 4a plus 2b. And all the numbers are even numbers, so we may cancel out the common factor by 2. It's 10 equals 2a plus 1b. And then write the unknowns on the left and label this to be equation 1. Okay, and then we find the second group of number when v is 5, w is 9, and u is 26. So we just put v is 5, w is 9, and u is 26 into our equation. So 26 is equal to a times 5 plus b times square root of 9. Okay, simplify. 26 is equal to 5a plus 3b. And there is no common factor here. No common factor. So we just write 5a plus 3b on the left-hand side is equal to 26. And this is equation 2. Okay? 好啦，嗱，跟住呢度咧，我哋今次咧，你睇下 A 嗰啲 terms， 一個係 2A， 一個係 5A， 數字唔啱嘅。B 嗰欄一個係 B， 一個係 3B， 數字都係唔啱嘅。咁嘅時候，我哋就唔能夠直接兩式相加或者兩式相減啦。我哋要倍大條式先嘅。咁我哋咧就將一式呢一個 B 呢個位咧倍大3倍，就可以令到佢變成同二式嘅 B 嘅數值咧一模一樣啦，係嘛？咁我哋就將一式乘以3 ，OK？ 咁但係唔係淨係將個 B 呢個位乘3喎 ，2A 呢個位同埋10呢個位咧都要乘3嘅喎，每一個 term 都要乘3嘅喎。So 2A times 3 is 6A, and then plus B times 3 is 3B, and 10 times 3 is 30. And then I label this to be equation 3. Okay? So when I have equation 3 here, I compare with equation 2, and I found that both B terms are plus 3B. So we may use the subtraction of equation now. Equation 3 minus equation 2. For the A column, we have 6A minus 5A becomes 1A. B columns cancelled. Right-hand side, 30 minus 26 is 4. So we just found that A is equal to 4, and then we substitute the value of A into equation 1. We get 2 times 4 plus B is equal to 10. Okay, so 8 plus B is equal to 10, which means that B is 2. And then we just write down the complete information of the equation. U is equal to A, that's 4V, plus B, that is 2 root W. That is the answer of part A. Okay, and then part B, again, when Y is equal to 20, and then just, sorry. When U is equal to 34 and V is 6, okay, we put into our equation 34 plus is equal to 4V plus 2 times square root W. Okay, 34 is equal to 24 plus 2 root W. So subtract the 24 to the left. 10 is equal to 2 root W. Divide the 2 to the left. 5 is equal to root W. To cancel out the square root, we need to take square on both sides. Okay, so 25 is equal to W, which means that W is 25. That is the answer of part B. Is that okay? 好，留意，我今日俾咗功課嘅，俾咗功課啊，請你哋做 exercise 6 dot number 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, exercise 6 dot, please. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And please submit on Monday. Okay, to the Math app. Is that clear? 得唔得？請你做功課，下個禮拜一交13579 exercise 6D，OK？咁同埋 classwork 記得 upload 翻上去 Math app 嗰度。Okay, if there is no more problem, then I will stop here. Let's continue next Monday, and you may leave now. Goodbye.